Google has been cooking recently, and they think they found a solution for the AI water problem. Listen, we use AI every day. We all know about the water problem. We sort of kick the can down the road and never talk about this. For people who are here for really quick tips and tricks and news articles, I'm going to tell you what this video is about so I can help you scroll away faster. Google thinks they found an elegant solution to solve the AI water problem, and that's basically it. For the 2.5 people who love watching my videos, imagine you're sitting at a desk, you open a new window, you type in a prompt, you ask a chatbot to write a poem, or you ask it to draw a picture of a sunset. Instantly, the magic happens, the text appears, the pixels align, but the magic has a physical cost. You don't really see it, you don't hear it. But hundreds of miles away, a machine is working, millions of transistors are flipping, and when transistors flip, they generate friction, they generate heat, massive compounding amounts of heat. We don't remove the heat, but if we don't remove the heat, then the silicon is literally melting. So how do we really cool down the most advanced technology in the human history? We use the oldest and the most fundamental mechanism on Earth, and this is what the video is about. Guess which one is it? Well, we use water. Artificial intelligence is incredibly thirsty. AI-driven data centers require vast amounts of water for cooling. But the question is, how much is vast? A recent study revealed a staggering parallel. This technology consumes roughly the same amount of water every year as the entire global population drinks from plastic bottles. Every single prompt is a drop, and those drops are quickly forming oceans. The scale of this operation is difficult to comprehend. There's AI everywhere, and it all uses water. To fuel this expansion, Alphabet, Google, recently announced a goal to raise $80 billion through stock sales just to fund their AI build-out. We are pouring oceans of capital and actual oceans of water into the silicon. Naturally, human beings, us, we are pushing back because we don't want to drain our oceans. You don't want a massive windowless warehouse draining your local reservoir, right? A recent Gallup poll showed more than 70% of Americans actively oppose the construction of a data center in their local area. Half of those people surveyed cited the severe impact on the environmental resources as their primary reason for the opposition. I'm sure you would have done the same thing too. And 18% of them pointed directly at the excess water usage as their main concern. We're terrified. We're afraid of sacrificing our finite drinking water for smarter software. And the skepticism is warranted. Some researchers have pointed out that the prior estimates of AI water usage were actually misleading because they really failed to account or include the indirect water use through the entire supply chain. Think about it. Here's where the physics of the problem becomes a little complicated. We might ask the obvious question, why use water at all, right? Just use giant fans. Cool the servers with air. The thermodynamics here is a cruel master. Air is a terrible conductor of heat. Water is really brilliant at it. According to Bikash Kohli, Vice President of Global Infrastructure at Google, utilizing water to cool data centers can actually reduce the overall energy consumption by about 10% compared to just using air. It's a brutal necessary trade-off. We save electricity, but we spend the finite water. Now, to gain some perspective, we have to look in the mirror. We view these data centers as environmental villains. But Kohli notes, and this is kind of an interesting thing, you can fact check me on this one here, he notes a fascinating statistic. All the data centers in the United States consume less than 1% of the water that Americans spray into their residential lawns every single year. We're outraged by computers, yet we are perfectly happy watering our grass. Fact check me on this one here. So how do we really fix this problem? How do we build the future without draining the present? We innovate. And this is where Google comes in. They've recently published a pledge featuring 5 specific commitments regarding their water usage. The most ambitious one, by 2030, they promise to replenish more water than their data centers are actually consuming. So they're becoming self-sustainable. They're doing this by abandoning the tap. They're actively identifying alternative water sources. In one country, Georgia, for example, they are already cooling their massive facilities using reclaimed fresh water. Furthermore, the company announced a $17 million investment to fund new local water stewardship projects spanning across even different states. Google will also continue to report its annual water use to maintain transparency. Google's global head of infrastructure and sustainability, Ben Townsend, recognized that They're just one player in a massive industry. There's so many other companies like Claude and so on and so forth, Anthropic and Grok. Their goal is to establish a public blueprint. If another tech giant wants to build a massive facility in your hometown, you as a citizen can point to this blueprint and you can look them in the eye and say, here are 5 things that put our watershed first. Are you really doing them? I don't care what these companies do. I hope they are going to take a really good approach, but we live on a pale blue dot. Water is our most precious, irreplaceable resource. It's the absolute prerequisite for all biological life. Now it seems it's a prerequisite for the synthetic intelligence as well. As we build our new brilliant minds of glass and silicon, we have to remember the delicate earth that sustains them. We cannot build the future of human knowledge by draining the rivers of our pasts. And this is what brings me to my last point. For the first time in the industry, we must teach the machines how to respect the water cycle, and we have to learn how to do it responsibly. I hope they do that, and I hope they're going to represent their numbers in a transparent way. But if you watched this video thus far, say something nice, or maybe not so nice in the comments. Fact check this video, or what Google has said and other companies have said. Let me know in the comments, and you better be sure you'll see me tomorrow.